What's going on, everyone? Sinexualize here. Welcome back to the Sinterview Podcast, a podcast where we interview random different content creators and all that other fun stuff. But today we have a real interesting guest. Uh, this one actually has been requested by someone else, Miss Vivitch. If you guys want to check that podcast out, go ahead and do that. But he is a YouTuber and Twitch streamer who enjoys fighting and retro games with a weird fascination for old consoles and watching random VHS tapes he finds on stream. Some might say he is the most degenerate person on the internet. We have GrgakGames.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark, otherwise known as Grgak. Retro games are the way. Don't listen to them. It's literally better than any new game that's come out in the past 6 years. That's it. I'm also a VHS antiquator. I have like over 1,000 blank VHS tapes that I capture and post online. I'll send you a link after this so you can watch some like old episodes of South Park.
Oh my god. The thing is, I don't need to like watch old episodes like that now because like they're all on I think it's like Paramount Plus. They're all on, even
I
even
think
like the first ones.
for me, a part of it is just like the aesthetic of it. You know how everyone likes vaporwave or
Oh
they
yeah.
like nostalgia bait stuff like that. Like
Hmm.
nothing beats. Same with like video game systems. Nothing beats like popping a game in or popping a tape in and watching it on an old TV. Yeah, you can have Paramount, you can have Hulu, you can have Netflix, but nothing hits the same note. Like a lot of stuff nowadays too gets so corrupted. Like
Hmm.
Dragon Ball Z is a great example where like you'll watch the newest episodes. Like they've re-released Dragon Ball Z so many times. It looks like shit. If you watch the original capture of it that was on TV back then, it looks marginally better. Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
The funny thing is, every now and then I do actually go back to like my Xbox and my PS2, like the Xbox 360. Anyways, I don't really have
Mhm.
anything like too much older than that aside from like my Wii that has like zero games on it.
Oh, what a
And
shame.
yeah, right. I don't have it hacked yet. I thought about doing that, but then I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is too complicated. I don't feel
It's
like
I
bothering.
dude, I'm legit walking a lot of people through it right now. I'm trying to get people in EG to do a thing called Wii Wednesday, where
Hmm.
we can all go back online and play like old Wii games like Mario Kart Wii, Smash Brothers. Uh, there's like WiiWare games that are really fun, Castlevania, and like Spy's doing it. Spy just got another Wii. Drath just got another Wii. So if you're down, dude, I can teach you how to mod it. It's easy. All you need is an SD card and a USB drive. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably get you to help me with that at some point. Honestly, I have it somewhere in this house. I don't know where though.
Well,
I I I
find
I,
it. Find it.
I yeah, I know that it was at like my mom's, and then I saw it and I was like, ooh, yoink, I'll take that back.
Do it. Yeah. No, like
Yeah.
I promise you, like we right now is so big.
Hmm.
And that's just because people who grew up with it are, getting older. But like there's people who have like got online fully back. Even like the channels are back. There's a channel in Japan called like the My Channel, which you could order pizza off your Wii and it would get sent to you. They got that back up and running. You can order
Ain't no way.
Domino's. Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
believe
order
that.
Domino's. I'm not fucking with you.
Oh my god. Just
Don't you wanna? Yes, you could legit like you get. I mean, you have to give them your information, duh, right? But
yeah.
like, yeah, you can order Domino's. You can pay on your Wii, everything now.
That's actually so insane. I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah, isn't that great? I have it.
Yeah, I
Like, it's
know.
awesome.
Yeah, I know. Like at one point, I believe it was one of the more recent Just Dance games. They did put that out on the Wii, I think,
Yep,
if I remember
2020.
correctly. Yeah,
That was the
2020.
last Wii game. Well, I mean, technically, there's two other ones: Retro City Rampage and Hawaii Shakedown or whatever. Those like retro
Hmm.
indie games. Those got ported things to limited run onto the Wii. Those kind of count, but like the last licensed was Just Dance 2020. It actually beat the Wii U because the Wii U got Just Dance 20 like 17 or 18, and that was it.
I mean, it makes it that kind of checks out for me. I all I heard
Yeah.
about the Wii U was that it was hot garbage, and I never owned one because I come from poor family stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the time, like if I got a console, either I saved up enough money for it, or we somehow had money for it at the time. Like my PS2 that I still have, it's like the PS2 mini one or whatever. It's not even like that full big bulky one.
Oh, it's a slim.
Yeah, I got the slim one because I got enough money at Christmas to pay for it during
Mm-hmm.
a Boxing Day sale. So I was like, oh hell yeah.
Uh, the Wii U is not bad. It's not great. Everything that was good on the Wii U has been ported over to the Switch now. But there's like a few like weirdo games that are pretty like Devil's Third, which is like the in-game and Wario are two really big ones, but since
Hmm.
those are like stuck on the Wii U, if you wanted to get a Wii U in those games, like Devil's Third's like $350. It sucks. So yeah, now the Wii U sucks ass. Like there's nothing on
Yeah.
the Wii U that collector wise you should go for. I don't think it's gonna go up like the Wii. The Wii, the PS3, and the 360 are the last big collector game systems. Everything else is just mud
Hmm.
under the water.
Yeah. What about the N64? Is that kind of just shot at this
That
point
was
too because of
huge.
the online?
That was like just N64 in general. Like that was big. Like the people who grew up with the N64, like now it would be like 2014, 2015. That was like the big peak of N64. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day. I think even now, Conker's Bad Fur Day is
Yeah.
like $130, $120. N64 online, people think that where like when you have a a a service that gives you like all these older games back, it devalues a lot of the games that were like so high up. A lot of I hate resellers, but a lot of resellers think like that. It's not the case because then that actually opens the door to people to want to collect. So
Hmm.
N64 is still going strong. Like it's not as big as it was a couple like years ago, but it's still like, Mario 64 is $30.
Yeah.
Fucking begrudgingly, Wata Games had a sealed Mario 64 that sold for like I think it was like $1.5 million.
Yeah. I the funny thing is when the last time I went back to Ontario, which I think was in March to visit some of my family, I was messaging one of my cousins because he was the last one that had my Nintendo 64, and we played that the last time that I went down back in like I think it was like 2018 or something like that.
Mhm.
And I was like, I shot him a text and it was like, hey, do you know where the hell these are? Because I kind of want it. I want to use it for
Mhm.
content because I had the original Golden Eye. I had for some reason two copies of Perfect Dark. Don't know
Okay.
why.
Yep, yep.
And I had Wave Racer. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, Wave Race
Yeah,
64.
and also had the original Smash. But the main one I wanted was the Smash because back in the day I used to do speed runs of the original game going through like all the characters and stuff, and I was like
Mhm.
maybe if I had the console maybe I'd want to actually do it more.
Have
But
you have you seen Smash Remix at all?
Smash Remix, I don't think I've heard
It's
of it.
it's a ROM hack for Smash 64 where they add new characters and everything. Like they added like Conker, they added Ganon, they added Falco, they added Lucas, Bowser, Sheik, Mewtwo, Mad Piano from Mario 64, that scary ass piano.
Oh my god.
It's a full mod. It's awesome. You can actually put it onto a cartridge and you can play it on an actual N64. Like
Oh,
it's
that'd
not
be
bad.
sick.
Yeah, right. I have it. I have it on an EverDrive, so it's great. No, you should definitely look into it.
Yeah, what the funny thing is like for the longest time, like even like during Smash Ultimate when they were like dropping all their characters and stuff, I was always on the I want Conkers in the game. Give me
I
Conkers as a
know.
character. That would have been insane.
I mean, if Banjo, like when I saw Banjo get in, that was like my hopes were dashed. I mean, Conquer at this point, like the last Conquer thing was like young Conquer on Google Glass, and he's like a kid now, and it's like super kiddish. I hate it. I hate
I
it, but I think that's what they're going for nowadays.
Yeah, I don't even think I've heard of that one, but I know like Bad Fur Day is one that I really do still want to try to play at some point. I think like obviously I could play it on like an emulator or whatever, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel the same to me,
I'm
I guess.
telling you, I get it. Like that's why I clicked all this stuff because like yeah, of course obviously the internet's at your fingertips. You can do whatever the
Hmm.
fuck you want, right? But nothing beats like sitting down on like an old couch or like whatever and just playing it like natively. That's the best experience.
Yeah, like I even have I have like my DS capture cards here. I think I have like a second one lying around somewhere. I sold a different one. But I literally only use that primarily for playing Pokemon because I
Mhm.
have because like I was a big shiny hunter like back in the day. So I just had like a bunch of like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And like it just feels so much better playing on that than rather like booting up like an emulator or something like that too.
Yeah, because it's on like I don't know if you're like this, but like if you're doing stuff on a computer where you do like work and stuff, it the work's always looming behind you, right? Like I feel like video games should be like a relaxation thing. And
Hmm.
if you work on your computer at all, I think playing games is like a very big deterrent, at least for me, because then I'm like, oh, I should just spend this time working, right?
Yeah,
I feel like going out of your way to like de-stress away from the computer with video games is the best option.
yeah, but now like most of my gaming is done through like Steam and all that other stuff,
Ugh,
anyways. Like,
poor soul.
yeah, like I mean, it is what it is, but like I think for me, like the biggest problem with wanting to play consoles is if I want to play a different console, I have to unplug it from my Elgato, and then I also have to unplug it from my computer to plug the monitor into the Elgato, and then it's just a whole
Yeah,
giant shit
it's
show.
that. See, you can get like where's mine at? I have it like right by me. There it is. You can
L-
get one of these.
Like an HDMI splitter or something like that.
Kind of. So I use two different things to capture all my footage. I'm still getting a setup going, but I have a what's called a retro tank.
Hmm.
It's an upscaler for old game consoles. I will then get like a component splitter, so you can have like one source to go out into something, but then you can plug in 8 different things into that box, and then that's it. Like that's all you have to do. Kind of like an HDMI splitter, but
Yeah.
for older games.
Okay. Yeah. I actually was looking at like capture card sort of stuff for my PS2 because I have Budokai 3 and I really want to just run through that, just like the whole game on stream, call it a day.
Mm-hmm. I mean that
But
game's pretty hard. Like
it's not that
beaten it?
hard.
Have
Yeah, I
you
beat
beaten
it.
it all the way? TN, dude. TN's fucking Buhan. That's no joke. On very hard mode or Z mode,
Mm,
that shit's fucked. That shit's
yeah,
not right.
yeah, no shot.
But yeah, look up RetroTink if you have the money for it, right? These are kind
Hmm.
of expensive. They run they like this one ran me like 120 bucks.
Okay.
But I
So
mean
for me, it'd be like about 150, 170.
that this would be yeah in Canadian yeah. But I mean as someone who's used like AV to HDMI converters and stuff, this is definitely the best bang for your buck because those other ones suck ass. Let's be
Hmm.
real. But or you could go for like I have a lot of these on my desk because I'm a fucking loser. You can also get what's called the Porta. This is also another component to HDMI. It's cheaper. It's like 25, and
I think that was one that I saw recommended on Amazon or something like that. I
it's
believe.
okay. It's not the best, but for 25 bucks, you know you could do a lot worse.
Hmm.
Uh, but this one's definitely one that you could look out for. I mean, comparative to like the top of the line. This isn't even top of the line anymore, but top of the line stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
I could talk about that shit for hours. But
Yeah. Of course you could.
digressing. Uh, do I have any questions?
Any question from the audience here?
Yeah, any
Um.
questions?
There. Just randomly spitballing a question here.
Yep.
Because I was talking about Budokai 3. I remember like you got into like the conversation with like everyone in EG about the Tenkaichi 4
Oh,
dropping.
that was on my birthday. That was
Was
on my
it?
birthday. Yeah, that was on
Oh
March
hell
5th.
yeah!
That was my fucking birthday, dude. And I fucking screamed. I love Tenkaichi 3. I
I
rocked the shit out of Tenkaichi 3.
I think Tenkaichi 3 was one that I didn't actually end up playing because I just
Oh,
don't think I had money at the time.
you're missing it, man. Those are one of the games where like you should just emulate it because it's expensive. But
Hmm.
like Tenkaichi 3 is marginally better than Budokai 3, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, like it's like it isn't like it's not like the whole like side by side like fight
Yeah, it's not a
regular
2D
fighting game
fighter.
stuff.
It's
Yeah.
like an arena kind of
Hmm.
fighter, but it's
Yeah.
like the combo chains are crazy. It has 150 characters. You know.
Yeah. And then plus they're like I'm subscribed to people who do like Dragon Ball content like all the time, and they're
Oh,
starting to
like
do.
Dota Doya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not specifically him, but like Rhyme Style for the most
Rhyme
part.
style. Yeah.
He's like the only one now that I watch that actually does Dragon Ball content anymore. The rest fell off of it. Um,
Yeah.
one of them actually was Thundershot. I don't know if you heard of him
Mm-mm.
before. But like he was like larger in the Dragon Ball community, and then he just stopped doing it. I had him on the pod at some point before as well. But I'm noticing that like a lot of them are starting to upload. I guess like they're back to uploading the custom like characters or whatever as
Yeah,
well.
the Tenkaichi 3 mods and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I
Yep.
so one I think they uploaded one to like I think it was like a day or two ago maybe of like they had like some challenge one with like Beast Gohan. I was like, no way, there's
Yep.
already a mod for that.
Yep. There's like Tenkaichi 3 has a lot of mods. Xenoverse 2 is one I know that they play a lot of. Xenoverse
Hmm.
2 has a shit ton. Like every character you could ever think of. I mean,
Hmm.
there's fucking porn mods of that game, right? Like there's every character's in that fucking game now thanks to modders. Like you can play as
Yeah,
fucking you want to play as Chi Chi Kid, Chi Chi Teen, Chi Chi Adult, like they have everybody.
Chi Chi Nude.
Probably, knowing them, probably.
Yeah, the funny thing is like I bought Xenoverse 2 for PC because like I was finally able to play it on PC and I was hyped for it.
Mhm.
Um I played like 5 minutes of it, and but I also had a Xenoverse, like the original one, on my 360, and I made a character on there that was so broken that it would physically crash the game.
Yep.
I was like, ain't no way. And then every single time I get bored of the game, I'm like, well, time to crash it instead of actually just turning it off.
I pretty much did the same thing. Not like crash the game, but like the mods and stuff on Xenoverse just makes it so stupid.
Hmm.
Like you can definitely just like screen kill your entire computer if you get the right mods in.
Maybe that's something that I should be playing more of as Universe too.
It's a good game. I don't think it's amazing. I don't know how there's a fighting community for that game personally because it's such a basic like whatever game, but
Hmm.
it's still good. You know, I think now they have a new thing added to it where you can play the entirety of Xenoverse 1 as well, I think.
Really?
Yeah, so I think Xenoverse 1's
Hmm.
pretty much just moot. Like nobody like no one plays it anymore. Because Xenoverse
Oh,
2 has everything now.
yeah, that's true. What what were your thoughts on the Dragon Ball Kakarot game actually? Because I
It was
believe
okay.
I think they just put out like another DLC for that too, as far as I'm aware. I think it's
I,
with the Dragon Ball Super superhero stuff.
I really wish they would stop because Kakarot was fine. I didn't hate it. I got it day one as you would if you really like Dragon Ball, but like it's too basic of a game for me to like sit down and fully enjoy it. God, oh, too basic to really enjoy it.
Hmm.
Uh, like the key blast spamming is annoying. Like there's no like sequencing when you're doing like combos or anything, and then you're just building up. It's like a WWE game kind of like when you do like my showcase or something,
Yeah.
where
I just
you're just
realized something. Hold
yeah.
on. I'm live.
Oh, should
Oh,
I should I
uh, fuck it. We're just gonna keep going.
All
Sure,
right,
why
all
not?
right,
Fuck it.
all
First
right,
podcast live. It's with
all right.
goddamn Gergak.
Woohoo!
Gergak's not on screen, but he's doing a separate recording.
Yep. Hi,
Thank you
hi.
for the raid. Hi. I'm not even looking at chat, by the way. I just see in my activity feed because it's right there.
Oh, I
It's
just saw. I just checked your fucking profile, and yeah, it's
yeah.
right there.
Yeah. I was
Well,
uh uh great. Now I'm all panicked and sweaty and stuff.
yeah, yeah. Oh, do I need to go into like Gurgak mode? Do I
Uh
gotta go crazy?
uh I don't know. No, I think it should be fine. Anyways, I'm
Hold on,
just
hold
gonna
on, hold on. Here,
I don't
hold
know
on,
what are
hold
you
on, hold
doing.
on. Let
What are
me
you
let
doing?
me
I
Gurgak
I
stream
have
at
chat here.
everyone.
No,
Hey,
why?
I'm on a podcast. This fucking guy didn't even know.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to rip my VOD, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's unlucky. What
Do
if I
you
just
not do you not fucking capture two separate recordings?
um like I normally just hit start recording. I normally don't hit the start
That's
streaming.
the end of the day right there.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
Well,
well,
put me on the corner at least. Put me on the corner.
fine, Jesus. But like and it just fucks with everything.
I'm
Ah,
sorry.
um great son of a bitch. Because like I don't even have like alerts or anything, and it's just ay. This is
That's
not what
so
I
good. Oh,
wanted.
look, it's the viewership's climbing.
Wow, this is my best stream ever, Smilers. I hate this. I really do. I really do. Um uh, yeah, sure. This I'll just
Hey,
there, put you in a little small corner.
that's so bad.
and then I
I like
need
the
to
little
crop it.
Discord top right there.
I got
You know,
and that
streamer mode's enabled, by the way.
I'm cropping. I'm cropping. Uh, this
Oh,
is not what I wanted.
this is great. Well, hi everybody. My name's Grgak. I think all these people know me.
Yeah, probably.
There's no zipper, dude. Oh yeah, there is kind of. No, there's no zipper. Hey Twinkie, I don't think you'll be able to see this well, but hold up. Let me see myself real quick. Oh, oh, you can't see that. Never mind. It's a Tekken 3 t-shirt. Grgak's so short. What the fuck? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. Gurgak's just a little man.
I'm 6'2".
You're just a little man.
Hi Gak, hi Spy. I'm actually 5'10", but that don't tell anybody.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm not gonna look at chat anymore. Honestly I should just.
I will. I'll see if they're bashing you.
All right. Better idea. Better idea. Mod Miss Vivitch.
A mod today of all days.
Yeah. Spy your mod control chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. But anyways, I really do hate this.
That's great. Yeah, it's too late now. We're already in it. We're already in the thick of it.
Yeah, it's too late. It's already been going for like 20 minutes. So
20 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 20 minutes, so that's kind of a yikes. Yeah. Anyways, about Dragon Ball Kakarot. You said you wanted it to stop like dealing with that, like.
Yeah, I feel like as a game it was okay. It's like a one and doneer, right?
Mhm.
Like when you play it once, you're not gonna play it again until the DLC comes out, and the DLC takes like fucking half a year because it's so like in depth.
Mhm.
But once you get the DLC done, that's it. You know, like there's nothing in that game that has substance enough for me to go. Like I played it, like when it first came out, I have not touched it since. There's like no point, right? Like it's just so much of nothing compared to like Tenkaichi 3, where the actual meat and potatoes, the controls of the game actually like makes you want to learn more. Kakarot didn't have that. It's just sequence, you're done. Each match, and then grind a little bit. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
As much.
that kind of checks out there. I believe I actually ended up playing all of that, and it was like all right for like a new game, but like there was a lot of like similarities. I like the open worldness to it though. It was a nice change,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
the combat just became like a lot of the same.
And that's the problem with a lot of open world games to begin with. You know, there's not many that I can say that like holds up enough for me to like keep going with it. You know, like
Mhm.
Skyrim's a good example. I hate Skyrim. I understand why it's popular and why it was. It was like the first one to really get the formula right, but I hate it. I didn't like really Fallout 3 or New Vegas. I liked Fallout 4 enough. There was one game I played recently that was open world that I did not hate, but I don't.
Diablo
I
2.
fuck no.
I I just got into that. I'm loving it.
I tried Diablo 3 once, like years ago. I just didn't.
Hmm.
I couldn't get into it.
I heard Diablo 3 wasn't their finest hour, but neither was Immortal, and I heard a
Yeah.
lot of bad things about that one.
Recently, I've been playing a lot of just like old games, but obviously, but I mean, new stuff. I played. Oh, what was Inscription? I tried Inscription out. I like that game a lot. It's like a card game.
Mhm.
I played. What's that game that Justin Roiland just made? Fucking
High on Life.
High on Life. I played High on Life. That was okay. I like the mechanics of that. And then WWE 2K22 or 20, whatever it is.
23.
23. That was it. 23. It was okay.
Surprisingly enough, there's like a good amount of people in EG that.
It's a lot, dude. That's why I yoinkied it, but still not the point, right? Not the point. I'm the one that did it, not him, so don't get him in trouble. But it was okay. Like it's not amazing, but it's definitely better than the other one, the last one that just came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't really been following too much with like wrestling like games or just like the in general scene. I used to be like super in love with like wrestling, and like I think the last game that I actually played of it was SmackDown versus Raw 2010.
2010 is that's the one
I
with fucking
think.
the Undertaker story mode where like you have to like suck up spirits in the urn. I think that's 2010.
I don't remember that.
It's fucking weird, dude. The SmackDown versus Raw games are awesome.
SmackDown versus Raw. Maybe it was 2007.
Is it okay? I'll name off some story modes. Did you have like a magic wand that you can turn male wrestlers into like females?
I just figured out it was 2007.
That is the magic wand one.
I think
That's a
maybe
weird
I remember that
fucking
one.
game.
That
It's on
was a real weird
PS2.
one.
It's on PS2 and 360.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had that one on PS2. I think I actually still have it. I believe I have most of my PS2 games as far as I'm aware.
There's some bangers on that system still. Like
Yeah,
Tulip's cool.
yeah.
Take IG3.
Um, yeah, there was like a lot of like good games back on the PlayStation stuff. Like I think I had the original like God of War game. But the only problem is I got to the final fight, but as soon as I get to the first clash with Ares, I think is his name, right?
Yep.
As soon as I got into that first clash, the game would just freeze every time, and I was like, there is no way it's just gonna freeze like that.
Your PS2
Every
is dying already.
honestly,
Back then it was already dying.
I mean it's nonsense. It's still working fine. That
Yeah.
like that was the only game that it did it with. But like
I don't know.
I was also a giant sucker for Guitar Hero 3 and Rock Band.
Yeah, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock.
Yeah. I still never beat it on expert.
There's a
Like
Fire and Flames.
I could get to like the final area where you have to fight the devil and whatnot, but I could not beat that area on expert for the life of me when I was younger.
Can you do it
Probably
now?
I don't know. Good question.
At the stream. That's a stream idea.
I don't have a
You
guitar.
know it. Gotta go get one.
I'm
Actually,
cheap.
they're mad expensive. They're mad expensive now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm cheap.
I have the Wii one somewhere over here.
Yeah, a lot of people told me that like the Wii one's like the best one to get, like if you're gonna play like Clone Hero and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's the best one I would probably say personally is probably like the 360 one because I think there's a port on the controller where you can just like plug it into your computer. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's that one or the PS3 one, and those are obviously pretty good. People make custom ones now. They're like dumb expensive, but they're the best, bar none.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we're actually gonna quickly rotate off of the like just the gaming stuff, but I do want to mention some stuff here that I found when I was doing some quick light research, if you will. Um, you, Mr. Gergak, are apparently are on Urban Dictionary as an actual entry.
Hog, that's sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Gergak is one hell of a lovable asshole who plays retro games, Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Fighters isn't with it. They didn't spell it with a Z, but whatever. Uh, does some pretty bomb streams and reviews videos. You know they're cancerous when they've got carcinoma. Is that right? Carcinoma.
Arsenoma?
I think so.
Because I
Uh,
smoke.
I don't know. Um, he says he's Russian, but he's probably a Martian. Zip Zorb. Don't hate
Oh
me
my
for
God.
that one, man. He eats old arse MREs too. Check him out on Twitch and YouTube. GrgakGames.
Well, sweet. Look at that. My
Apparently,
legacy.
this was put on there September 16th, 2018.
That was like the peak of like me playing Fighter Z.
Yeah, it was uploaded by someone named Yoshi, I guess.
Oh, Yoshinamoi, whatever. Yeah,
I don't know.
I still know.
It just straight up says Yoshi on here. It doesn't give like that full name or whatever. But I saw that on there and I was like, huh, I wonder if he actually knows this.
I do know
And if
them. I do know them. So there's been a few I call them like not diehards, but like crazy people who will like the Urban Dictionary. Someone made like a Wikipedia page. Someone made like a Reddit, a subreddit.
Yeah.
They're all dead, right? Because there was only one or two people that made those, right? And it's so weird. Like I didn't like it fully because it's just like I'm the funny guy, right? I'm the funny guy. And they tried to make it funny and I didn't like a lot of it. I mean it's nice in a way, right? To get that recognition, but
Yeah.
it's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, even when I was going through like just like doing my searching and stuff, like you had a lot of people doing like fan art and stuff too.
Yes, yeah, I used to do these stream yearly highlights. I don't do them anymore because I don't really save my streams as much, but uh and you can watch those old videos if you want, if you have the time. They have like I think one year I got like 300 pieces of fan art. It was weird, dude. Like it was just
Yeah.
it's strange. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
mostly thanks
watched
to
the
Planet Dolan.
yeah, I watched the like before I was doing this actually, I put on the 2019 one just to see what you were like back then. Still as much of a degenerate as ever.
Yep, absolutely. So
Yep.
Ben and I talked about this before because you probably noticed since you're doing this, I'm a lot calmer right now. So you probably do it to some degree. Like when you're streaming, you have to put on a character to like, you know,
Yeah.
look good, look crazy, have that like personality for people.
Hmm.
Uh, so I try to keep that, right? I try to keep the crazy still around. I think I'm getting a little too old for it though.
How old are you anyways?
Guess.
Fuck. Honestly, I would say a day over 25 if I had to
That's
guess.
nice of you. 38. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
was gonna say.
I mean, that'd be fucking crazy, right? Like I look so good for fucking that age. No, I'm 29. I just turned 29.
Oh, okay. You're not 30 yet. You're
No, not
fine.
yet. I'm
You're, you're
getting there.
you're only like a year older than me, I think. I turned 28 this year.
Oh, there you go. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, it does. Like
It does, yep.
I found as soon as you hit 25, you end up hitting that point where shit just starts to go downhill.
And it's quick too, dude. You'll blink and like 3 months go by.
Yeah, you blink 3 months go by,
Yep.
your arms are practically dead at this point.
Yeah.
You feel like you're
get
going
up, your bones crack. Yep.
yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I get it.
I'm pretty sure if I stood up right now, my knees would crack. Cause
Every
cause
because
that's always been a thing for me too.
so I have a thing called Ehlers-Danlos, stretchy skin, right? And it fucks up your joints really bad, right? I'm not gonna show it on. I've shown it before. I'm getting too old now, and my knees will crack. But like I can bend my knees like
Hmm.
all the way. Like it's disgusting, right? So I have to sit crisscross applesauce, or else it'll like my knees will hurt. Every time I get up, I waddle away. I need to get a walker or something, dude.
The funny thing is when I sit on the ground, I do also say crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, dude, it's such a good
It's
word.
it's also
Oh, do the neck. I can do the neck thing. Why not? There you go.
Oh my god.
Mine's not as bad as other people's. Mine's mostly internal, but
Yeah.
I still got a bit of the
Yeah.
skin.
I got the YouTube thumbnail right there.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
fucked up. Oh, God damn it.
That's why you don't look at the chat. I'm not even looking at it. It's covered by Discord.
But
Um
yeah, back then, I used to work for a YouTube channel. You might know him as Planet Dolan. I used to voice act for them and stuff, and did like editing. I was a somewhat semi manager for one of their channels, all this other stuff. I got to be on their videos, so I got like
mhm.
that was my start, right? Because before then, I would make videos and shit, and they did okay. But
Yeah.
thanks to that, that got me a lot of the people that I know now that watch me and stuff. So without that, I probably wouldn't even
Yeah,
be in on this podcast.
yeah, that actually was the next point that I was going to bring up because you mentioned it lightly, like just like a little bit earlier there. Because like when I searched your name, one of the related searches was "Who is Hellbent?" and I was like, "Hellbent, what the hell is that?" So I
So
clicked on it.
yeah, he's a Planet Dolan member. So it used to be just like a top 10 channel, but then it went into like having its own like lore and community and people who would do stuff. And now I got to be a part of that before it kind of went off. Like it stopped after like a year since I joined, and then
Hmm.
it came back recently. And I actually got to voice something again, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, it's just an old YouTube channel. Back then too, my Russian accent used to be really thick, so I used to get a lot of shit for that. But
So
besides the point.
yeah, so are you actually like Russian, like Russian
Yes,
Russian?
I am. I'm from a place called Alexandrovsk in Perm Krai. It used to be called Perm, but now it's Perm Krai.
Oh, okay.
I don't look. I'm Macedonian, if that means anything.
It
So
that doesn't mean anything.
that's why my hair is fucking crazy and shit.
Yeah, that didn't mean a whole lot to me. I don't even know what that is. So
All right, okay.
I'm too white for this. Okay.
I'm Macedonian and Slovakian. If that, do you know Slovakian?
Kinda. I don't even know where it is. If you
Oh
asked me to
my
point
god.
at it on the map, I could
Oh
not.
my fucking god. What's the capital of Slovakia?
Czech.
What the fuck? Czech.
Czechoslovakia is that not?
No,
Or
it's
am I
Bratislava.
Yeah. See, how am I supposed to guess that?
What the fuck?
I'm
Holy
just dumb.
shit.
Why do you why
Holy
do you think I'm a
shit.
streamer? I'm an idiot. There's a reason I stream and do YouTube content because I'm a dumbass.
Goodness. Goodness gracious.
Listen, I do things. Okay, leave me alone.
I played Budokai 3. Come on.
Yeah, come on. That's about the extent of my knowledge. That's all you're getting from me.
Goodness gracious. That's all right. Nobody knows anything about Russia. Unless you like look for it. Like the schools here don't teach you shit. I came to America when I was 14. They don't teach you shit, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't like you know Moscow and that's it probably.
Oh yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
And like at this point, like most of what people know about Russia is the Ukraine war, and that's really about it too.
Yeah, it's bad. That's really bad. As you know, I'm not there, right?
Mhm.
But like, so Russia has a thing called VK, and that's like the Russian equivalent of Facebook. They're it's bad. I'm not gonna get into it. You know, it's a stream, right? We're not a politics stream,
Yeah.
but it's bad. Like Russian people, especially like boomers, the Russian boomers, not good,
Mhm.
not good. No bueno there. Nah, that's not fair. Besides the point. I remember you made a tweet of people asking me questions.
Yes, I do have that list of questions as well.
I am ready.
All right, you're born ready.
Yeah.
All right, the Twitter Q&A segment. Woo! Let's go. So the first question we have is from Miss Vivitch. And she says, which retro console and all the fixin/games would you trade your soul for?
Sorry, real quick. That's not even fucking Russian. Cody, that's German. That song. And it's to bash Russian people. It's actually a racist song.
Damn.
I want to see what he says. Anyways, the NES, definitely the NES. There are games on the NES that are like 20 grand, 30 grand, right? There's like the Power Pad, the Miracle Piano, the U-Force. There's
Miracle
a million
Piano.
things on the NES. Yeah, there's a hold on. I don't want to show hide me for a second. I don't want to show my fat fucking body. Hide me.
You make me laugh. We're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, Chad. I wasn't even supposed to be streaming right now. This was supposed to be a local recording. Am I able to show screen now, or are you good?
All right, put it back on the stream.
All
put
right.
it back on. Put it back on.
Back on.
Hurry.
You're back on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're on.
This is the Miracle Piano. You would plug this into your NES and it had its own game with it, and it would teach you how to play piano. But at the same time, it's also just a piano. You could just plug it into the wall and mess with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say as soon as you showed it, I was like, that just looks like a regular old keyboard.
Yeah, so this is the port. It's an 18-pin port. It goes into like an NES controller.
Oh,
and
okay.
that gets plugged into your NES. And yeah, you just have a little switcher here. You turn it on, and then you can jam out. Twinkie likes music. He would probably complain about how many octaves is on this thing. There's not many. There's 1, 2. There's 3 octaves. So it's not the best thing in the world, but you know it's not bad.
It's not the best thing, but it's also there.
It's on the NES.
Yeah,
right?
it's on the NES
so
of all
weird.
things. I'm trying to remember like which one was the NES. Oh, okay, there we go. I just had to Google like which one was because I get the NES and the SNES confused all the time.
You wanna hate yourself a little bit? You know you're on a podcast with right now. Do you see that controller on the NES?
Controller on ES. I see it. I'm looking at it.
All right, now look at that.
Oh, okay.
And I also have the Russian equivalent.
Of course, you gotta have the Russian equivalent.
Of course, yeah. I'm gonna get a whole sleeve one day of all just NES shit.
Yeah, the next one you get is just the keyboard.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be sick actually.
Right?
All the peripherals and shit. The light gun, the power pad.
Oh,
That'd
hell
be
yeah.
awesome.
Get a Power Glove tattoo on your hand.
I have a power glove, so I
I'm
would
not
def
surprised.
dude, I love it. It's so bad.
I've heard nothing but bad things about it,
It's
honestly.
it's weirdly like if you actually like learned it, I think a lot of people when they play it, it's so janky. It's old 1980s like VR tech pretty much, right? But if
Yeah.
you actually sat down and learned it, it's not the worst. It really isn't. Like if you get like the sweet spot, you can actually play games.
What games even were on that Power Glove anyways?
So I'm not gonna get up again, but
Good.
there is a program switcher on it where you like do like 1 2 start select or whatever, and
Mhm.
there's 8 different programs, and each program would fit with like a genre, like platformer, light gun, whatever games. Like even to the point where like one program was specifically made for Mike Tyson's Punch Out, where you'd get the power glove and you just do this, you'd like just punch, and it actually works, and it's actually pretty neat.
Oh, that'd be sick.
But yeah.
Um, I guess we can go to the next question as well because we actually have a good amount this time. Because normally I only get like two, maybe three questions. This time we have like a little bit more than that, so it might take a little bit longer to get through.
Okay.
So the next one we have is from at Paper Spock. What's the best piece of advice someone's ever given you? Move to America.
Uh, my dad used to tell me that like no matter what people say to you on what you enjoy and stuff, fuck them pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I like NES games, right? Like I like old stuff. I'm a very like retro. Like I have a Windows XP right there. I'm just a very old kind of guy. And he's like, if
Mm-hmm.
they don't like it, they're not cool. They're not your friend. You don't gotta talk to them. Not everyone's gonna like you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I stuck with that. If he probably didn't tell me that, I'd probably like be doing construction right now.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be a streamer
Yeah, exactly. I
and
wouldn't be making videos or collecting stuff and archiving things. I probably wouldn't be so like balls deep into it.
yeah, exactly. Um, so I guess the next question we have here, um, is from Bite Bunnies. Um, Hi Gergak, my question is, what is your favorite cartoon from your childhood?
That's tough. We didn't have like good TV. I had like local TV, but we had like Cheburashka. We had fucking like Sproksky Nochki Moloshi, like old Soviet stuff because those local channels, right? But
Yeah.
like TV show wise, there's like Dindy, the new reality, which is like it did like NES games, right? The Dindy was the NES in Russia. Anything Russia got, I always said this back in the 90s, everything was like 10 years behind. So the
Hmm.
Dindy was the big thing, even though technically like the N64 was big, like
Oh
everywhere
my
else.
god.
Yeah, so it sucked, but that's what I grew up with, right? So there's a thing called Dindy the New Reality, which would have like showcase stuff. Sorry, small tangent. I love this story. Uh, so they're bootlegs, right? Just like
Hmm.
bunk copies of games, but they would actually splice them to make them look slightly different. There's a game called Joe and Mac where you're cavemen and it's like a platformer, right? Simple as that. In Russia, we got a game called Mario 15, and in that game, they just put Mario's face on Joe and Mac, and they said it was a new Mario game. The
And it's
thing
close
is,
enough.
yeah, the thing is, a month later, they actually did get Joe and Mac, and they thought Joe and Mac stole from Mario 15. They thought that was the Joe and Mac's the shit game, and Mario 15 is the big boy.
Oh my god.
It's such a good. I love it. It's so stupid, but that's that and Djungli Zavoi, which is kind of like Legends of the Hidden Temple, I guess would be the
Okay.
best description.
Okay, that Legend of the Hidden Temple is one that like I've heard of, but haven't really seen really anything too much about it. Probably because of how old it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think even like in the 90s, those old episodes are from like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, that checks out. I was probably too young to even really care about that, anyways. Um, Also just a random question I thought of. When did you end up moving to America, anyways?
It was 2008.
2008.
2008. So same year as like the 360 was hot and stuff, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. Yep,
Yeah,
2008.
that's like what, like 15 years ago?
Yeah, 15, give or take.
Holy hell.
Yeah, I've been here longer than I was fucking in Russia for, dude.
Yeah, there you go. You're
I haven't
practically
been.
you're practically
I'm
American now.
practically. Yeah, practically. Like you hear my voice. That took 2 years of speech therapy. But yeah,
I think it would have been funnier if you still had like your Russian accent just like heavily built into you, and just
So that's
and then just doing videos on like I don't know,
like
like
the Indian Rush.
the Jaguar or something.
Yeah, the only reason, the biggest reason, Jonah, they're in the chat, Jojoba, they're actually, they said this perfectly, and I God bless them because it's the best way to say it. The Red Scare is still super prominent in America. If you're Russian, like people look at you kind of weird. I'm not saying it's like racism, right? Because like,
Hmm.
right? But like for a good example, do you remember the Paris bombings that happened like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that?
I
Before
think so.
before people found out who actually did it, they thought like Russian people did it. And on that same day, I went to a Subway. My accent was still super thick. They kicked me out because they thought I was a part of it.
Oh my god.
Like that's how bad it is here, right? And so at that
Hmm.
point, and also with like Planet Dolan and stuff, people are making fun of me because of my accent, things like that. I just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna, you know, fix that a little bit so I can at least like talk to people without them knowing. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it worked out because I had no idea
Yeah.
until I saw like the questions and whatnot.
Yep. Uh,
Um, which I guess speaking on questions, we'll get to this last one here that we have from at Gulfy_God. What types of games do you think are the worst to stream?
that's a good question. I think there's a good like personality wise, no game is good, but
Hmm.
I do think that like people nowadays are very ADD prone, very just like they can't keep like content on watch without like kind of losing track of thought. So I think variety is the best option here. Showing stuff that people don't remember, or if they do, it's so vague. For genre, I hate first person shooters. I hate them. I don't think they're fun. In strategy games, if you want to like be basic.
Yeah, I I don't think I've really been like the biggest fan of strategy games, but of course, like if you've seen my content, FPS
Fortnite.
games are like my bread and butter.
Fortnite.
Shooters in
Ugh.
general, yeah. I love Fortnite.
Ugh.
Um, I mean, I also like COD, Valorant. Uh, COD Zombies is still my favorite thing to do.
No.
I'll keep it a
No.
buck.
Oh
I'm one of the
my
zombies
god.
kids. Listen,
Actually, I changed my mind. Fighting games actually are the worst to stream. I don't think I've ever had a fighting game where I streamed it and I got like the views from it.
really?
Yeah, like I've tried. Like I used to stream a shit ton of Fighter Z, Smash, Tekken. No one watched, right? But then I'd pop in 10 random NES games and then everyone swarms in. Like, like
Oh,
it's
that
just not a it's just not, you can't be engaging with the
yeah,
chat with those types of games.
yeah. That definitely checks out. But the crazy thing is, I noticed when I play Guilty Gear on stream, for example, my my viewership actually goes up
That's
significantly
fucked
compared
up.
to it.
That's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, and so part of it's like, do I stream Guilty Gear, get those views, call it a day? But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with the servers or whatever because there's been a problem with
Yeah,
the
Hacker Man.
yeah, Hacker Man, and
Yeah.
I guess Guilty Gear actually like put out a statement saying like, hey, we're gonna be working on it, but it wasn't a person apparently, and they're like, we're
Oh,
like,
it was like a
right.
chat thing, right? Something with
I
the
don't know.
chat box or something like that. Something
I
with like
don't
glitching
know.
them out. I don't know. I don't play Strive much anymore. It's
Hmm.
still fun, but it's just not my kind of game.
Yeah, part of me does want to like try to look into like more fighting games and see like what other ones I could kind of enjoy. But I just found Guilty Gear to be one that's really like beginner friendly, I
It
think.
is. It's super beginner friendly, and whatever
Hmm.
you learn from Guilty Gear, you can actually use into pretty much any other fighting game
Hmm.
besides like a select few.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think the only other fighting game I tried to get into before was Fighters, but that's because I'm a giant Dragon Ball nerd, and I was like,
That
ooh,
game's tough.
I was like, ooga booga, Dragon Ball, I want to
Yeah,
play.
that game's a hard game to fully like. It's not to grasp, but it's such a fast-paced game. If you can't do block strings and stuff, that game's fucking tough. You know,
Yeah,
beginner
I
friendly.
can.
I just found out Drath. That's their first fighting game, and
Oh
they're like,
yeah,
yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
yeah. It's definitely tough from there, but I do remember there's one time we ended up doing a fighting game stream on EGTV for, I think it was like Street Fighter 5, I think is what it was. If Twinkie's in the chat, he'll correct me or not. But I believe it was Street Fighter 5. And then we just started playing in like a lobby or whatever, and I actually beat him by no, by but but by doing this. All I did was I took my controller and I just kept clicking the 4 buttons. That was it. That was
Yep.
all I was doing.
Twiggy can't handle mashers, dude. I found that out. I play with him like pretty much every other night on fighting games. If you mash, you might win. You might
Yeah,
win.
it
Guy's
gives
thinking too much.
it gives you a chance. Turn brain off, just click buttons.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's it. GG easy. The
Punch low. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Punch low, punch low, punch low. You're done.
Yeah.
He's done. You can't do anything.
There you go, free. We have figured out the way to beat Twinkie in everything.
Also, slight tangent here. I'm guessing you've seen what audio looks like.
Yes.
Me and audio toss shit at each other all the time now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm slightly intimidated. The dude's fucking jacked. What nobody told me.
Yeah.
I thought he was like a little fucking skinny fucking like rat. But no, he has like a tree trunk fucking neck. He's fucked. I'm fucked. I can't meet this. If I ever meet him, I'm fucked, dude.
And what's even crazier is he's jacked to all hell, and plus every single time he's in Discord, I'm pretty sure he's drunk or at least been drinking.
Even worse, he has the drunk strength.
Yeah, there you go. And he has the dash strength.
Yeah, I'd punch him. The fucking alcohol in his veins would just fucking deflect it, man. I've seen a picture of you, audio, back in your emo phase because we bonded over like Attack and Dance Gavin Dance and shit. I was like, oh cool, he's a little fucking weak bitch like me.
No,
he's like 250 pure muscle.
Yeah, that's pretty much about it. The only possible chance that you have is channeling your Russian roots.
Well, yeah, just
that's it.
Through everything.
There you go. pound back your vodka and just get in there.
That is a real thing, by the way. Like the people that say stereotype stuff, that is true. Vodka is very popular. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of believe that. But we also do have one more segment that I tend to do on the podcast as well, that we might as well hop into it, and then afterwards we can just keep shooting the shit for however much longer we feel like going. But the game is called One Has to Go. I'm gonna give you 3 options, and you have to pick one of them to get shot. But the category we're going with is just Nintendo consoles, because I couldn't think of anything. I was like, I want to do something with consoles, but I didn't know which ones would be good. So I was like, fucking Nintendo's a good medium. Okay. So you have to shoot either the Nintendo 64, GameCube, or the Wii.
N64, probably. No, yeah, N64. I think the N64 has enough, but GameCube's library is like quality, and the Wii has so many games. There's a game for everybody.
Yeah.
I think the N64 has some cool stuff, but there's only like 200 and... I just did a review on the N64. Holy shit.
Did you?
Yeah, I reviewed every single... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm still... Chill time. I'm reviewing every single N64 game. Everything. Japanese exclusives, everything. It's like 450 games.
Yeah, what... I guess since it's going in the podcast, and whoever listens to it, is that this is all that they're fucking getting for a little teaser.
It's 6.5 hours.
6.5 hours. When are you planning on having it up? You said you were trying to get it up before this went up, right?
I'll be honest, I'm still working on the fucking audio. I'm still like, it is. I voiced everything in one night. It's like 12 hours of audio that I have to like skim through, and it's a grind. But yeah. So, but the N64, I just finished all that. It's not the best, right? Like, it's in that puberty stage of video games where it's 3D. Majora's Mask is good, Mario 64 is good, but after that, you know, a lot of the games are kind of like you could do better.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those people that actually isn't the biggest fan of Legend of Zelda just in general, because my first game that I tried technically was Majora's Mask. I hated the whole time thing or whatever. But the only reason I ended up playing that game first is because Bright Wolves was doing some sort of like speed run competition thing, and this was when I was speed running Smash at the time. And he was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna be doing all these different games, yada yada." I forget what the group thing was called,
Hmm.
and one of the ones I had to do was Majora's Mask, but we were pretty much, it was like we had to play from one point to another, and like as fast as you can. And I was like, I've never played this game, so I even
Yep.
tried looking up a tutorial, and I got lost.
The game is sprawling for how small it actually is. Like you can do a lot with the Majora. Ocarina of Time is just as bad in my opinion. I think they're good games. Like right, if you like old games, you'll like them, but
Hmm.
they haven't aged that great. Majora's aged better,
Yeah,
definitely, but yeah, they're not the best games anymore.
yeah,
I hated that.
I kind of enjoyed playing Ocarina of Time on when I had it on my 3DS before I sold it.
Hmm.
Um, but then I just stopped playing it. I think it had to do with a mix of moving so much, because at this time I was moving like every month, every 2 months to like a different place,
Yep.
and then I just stopped playing the game. Pretty much was what it came down to, and then just never touched it again.
It's not bad though, right? Like
Hmm.
it's not a bad game, but
Yeah, it's not
there's
bad, but
definitely
I just have no intention of going back to it.
exactly like if you look at like Majora or Ocarina compared to Wind Waker, even like
Hmm.
they look primitive because of like that era of gaming.
Yeah. What are your thoughts of Breath of Wild actually, and Tears of the
I
Kingdom
did
coming out?
I did like Breath of the Wild when it first came out. I tried playing it again. I couldn't get into it as much. I think it's because I already knew what was happening.
Hmm.
I am excited for Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't know fully just yet. Like the footage hasn't been much for me to warrant like another $60 purchase.
Hmm.
But it looks good. If you like Legend of Zelda, I feel like it's gonna be fine. I think Nintendo, when it comes to like their AAA games, they're not gonna skimp out as they do with like everything else they've been doing lately.
Yeah. What One thing I do kind of wish though is the amount of time that gets put into a new Zelda game. I wish that they did that with Pokemon.
That's not like mostly Nintendo's fault. Game Freak just sucks as a
Hmm.
fucking video game company.
Yeah.
They worry more about merchandise sales than the actual games themselves. Like Scarlet and Violet is still a buggy mess, and it's been like almost a year.
Yeah.
You know,
And they're
uh,
working on their DLC stuff now too. So
yeah, yeah, good, great. Thanks for fixing your fucking game
yeah.
crashing on me every like 20 minutes when I'm trying to hatch eggs. Like the game's
Yeah.
fun, right? I think Scarlet and Violet it's a step in the right direction because I didn't like Sword and Shield that much.
Hmm.
Arceus was good, but it wasn't like amazing.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're getting there, but the minute Nintendo brings out a new game system, it's gonna go back to square one, where they're
Oh
not
yeah.
gonna really know what to do again, because that's their problem.
Yeah.
I think they should just go back to the old Sun and Moon format. I thought that was the best that they've ever done, personally. But
Really, I uh,
yep,
for like a lot of people that I know, like especially in like the Pokemon community, they weren't the biggest fans of like Gen 7 in general.
yep. Gen 7 is the most hold your hand, like stories fucking just in
Hmm.
your face 24/7.
Yeah.
I think the Pokemon designs, the Ultra Beasts, the Z moves, everything about it just hit that good portion for me.
Yeah.
Like X and Y sure had mega evolutions. Sword and Shield had like the Dynamaxing and stuff, but nothing felt like I'm doing good, right? Like
Hmm.
I can sprawl around different universes technically, collect weird ass looking Pokemon. That was in my opinion the most fun when like learning Pokemon.
Yeah, I think in Sword and Shield was when I actually like started to like get into like the competitive Pokemon scene as well. I ended up
Hmm.
going to a regional in Toronto, and I got completely clapped.
Yep.
But that's kind of a given, because like I never really played much of the competitive side like before that.
Hmm.
But I found it was like a lot easier to understand the mechanics of Gen 7 than it was for like Gen 8 or this gen, for example, because like I still get confused for the whole like Terra type stuff. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
what
I
should
feel
I be
like
using for my team to help me in X situation?
it's too much.
Hmm.
You know, I don't think it's a bad additive to like Pokemon, of course, but I don't think it it holds value compared to everything else. So at that point, you're going into more of like the minute details of Pokemon and
Yeah.
not just like one big kill move or making your Pokemon big. This feels more like great for competitive players,
Hmm.
but not for like the like kids, because obviously Pokemon's a kids game, right? I
Yeah.
feel like kids aren't gonna really fucking like be like, oh wow, I know exactly which Terra type goes well with this Pokemon with this move set. You know,
Yeah.
I think they're going a little weird in a weird direction with that stuff. But I love
Hmm.
the open world. The open world was awesome. Like that was actually the best open world experience I've had in a long time.
Yeah. I think if they were able to take like the story from Sword and Shield, because I really like the story from Sword and Shield, but they also had, actually no, that's a lie. I like the story from Scarlet Violet, but I liked the gameplay for Sword and Shield. If they're able to like take like the two best things and put it together, because like I find with their time restraint, they have to pick one or the other to focus on.
Mm-hmm. I bet you money in some weird way. I feel like before Scarlet and Violet was released, like when it was in production, they saw how good Arceus did, and they canned the old version, and then they made this version that we have now because of how buggy and laggy it is. Like day one patches, like
Yeah.
everything, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like it was finished at all.
Yeah, honestly, that does check out. That's something that I could definitely see being the case there. Um, just a random question about the content actually, because I just opened up your YouTube channel. How long did it take for you to actually make that Atari Jaguar video?
Oh god. Uh so before I made like started working on the video, there was no emulator that was 100% compatible with the Jaguar. So I had to get the material, which there's the Jaguar and the Jaguar CD, and they're not cheap. The Jaguar is like, $500. The Jaguar CD is like $1,200. Uh I got all the material I needed, and then I had to capture all the footage. The Jaguar is very shitty when it comes to outputting video, so I got an S video converter. I did all this stuff to it, and then I had to do the live action sets, write the script, record the gameplay footage, find any notes, find any images. It took roughly like on and off about a year and a half because of just like time constraints. Some games are fucking awful, and I didn't know what
Yeah,
to say about them. It was that was a project, and the N64 is like 4 times that size.
yeah,
Also,
uh,
talking to the guy who had the Jaguar VR headset, I had to
yeah.
schedule with him.
Um, it something else that kind of just popped in my head is like, especially with the whole script writing stuff. Do you think you would ever use like Chat GPT or something like that to help with writing your script by using like AI and whatnot?
I've messed with Chat GPT now just because of like everyone using it lately.
Hmm.
And I gave it some questions. I gave it some random games just to see what it says. And a big theme with that program is that a lot of it sounds the same.
Hmm.
And uh, that's like it helps with like a refresher to know like if you don't know something about a game and you need to know like quickly and not like through just Wikipedia, because Wikipedia can sometimes suck. It's good to see what it does, but as like an actual big tool which would help me write my script, I don't think so. I think it's too robotic. Maybe in a couple years. Maybe in a couple
Yeah,
years I'll fuck with it more. But right now I don't think it's good enough for what it does. Like probably for math and stuff it's great, but for like actual like human tone, human intonations and stuff like that, I don't think it's up to snuff.
yeah. What one thing actually about the Chat GPT stuff. The other day when I was like trying to figure out what I was going to do for stream, I had this crazy idea to use Chat GPT to build my competitive Pokemon team to bring onto the online ladder.
Hmm.
But the problem is it only has information up to like 2021.
Hmm.
So
So
it
you're
was
stuck with like the older Pokemon.
trying to build a team for the for Sword and Shield competitive, but not Scarlet Violet. So I was like,
Ah,
well, that I guess that idea is going right out the window.
yeah.
I had a fire thumbnail and everything. Some people that I sent it to can vouch, but
Hold it, hold it,
I was so
hold on
mad.
to it. Hold on to it. It'll get updated sooner or later, probably.
Yeah, definitely copium. I'm living off the
Yeah,
copium
yeah,
right now
a
for
little
it.
bit, a little
Yeah.
bit. But I mean, no, it's Scarlet and Violet's bringing in Pokemon Bank or whatever soon.
Yeah, Pokemon Home or
At
whatever.
least it'll be something, right? At least you'll be able to do a fucking Sword and Shield team for Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, true. I'll just have it start building a team based on certain generations color a day.
Yep. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, like Gen 1. Can
Hmm.
Gen 1 survive Gen 8 or some bullshit like that?
Gen 9, you know.
Yeah,
Um
whatever. Fucking
come on. Come on, get it figured out.
whatever. I play Pokemon Puzzle League. Like
You know, that's fair. That checks out. You also did for a little bit get into the like the shorts and TikTok wave.
yep.
Do you think you're ever gonna end up going back to that?
Probably not. Maybe when I get into that stride again. I have like 50 videos done,
Hmm.
right? I don't think TikTok is great. I think for like mind-numbing content, it does a really good job. Like you can go on
Hmm.
TikTok and you can scroll through for hours because of all the random shit people will post. But when it
Yeah.
comes to like for me, like when I make a video, I want it to be informative and something you don't know, right?
Hmm.
And I don't think TikTok's the right place for that. The views are great. You know, the
Yeah.
views are nice. Like it's good that I just started and I got like 1,000 views on a video. That's crazy, right? That's
Yeah.
cool. But I don't think it holds up enough in that in the things that I want to do.
Hmm.
So probably not. I might just schedule them one day for like 50 days.
Yeah.
But other than that, probably not.
I mean, if you have it scheduled out to go like daily, that's already over like a month and a half of like
Yeah.
just content to build up
Oh, the
whatever
people on
fucking
my side will
platform.
tell you I have like 10 videos that I've never released that are fully documented, like I like fully like voiced, script writ, video edited. They're done. They're
Oh my
done.
god.
Thumbnails, they're done. Like I can send them out whenever I want. I just don't because I don't like them.
Yeah. Hon- Honestly, I think it's better that like you like just not like uploading for the sake of uploading, but like having the content be something that you actually want to be going out there.
Exactly. Like I don't want to send out like back in the day I did fucking things called fast Gergaks. They're gone now. I mean they're not. They're just privated.
Fast
Uh
gags,
yeah, fast Gags.
that'd be good.
And, and I thought they were good, right? They're like 3-4 minute like quick reviews on a singular game.
Hmm.
But I rewatched them and I was just like these are bad because I don't really care about the subject, you know.
Yeah.
So and that's where my stopping point is right now. Like I work on this N64 video. I'm enjoying it. I like it. I think I'm gonna like this more than fucking what's the video that's still on there? Health oriented games that never came out, but like stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah, like even just looking at the Jaguar one when that released, like the fact that you're able to get the N64 one relatively closer to being done than it did
Yeah.
to get this Jaguar done, because like the upload difference between the Jaguar and your last one, which was a 2019 highlights video,
Yep. It was
um
it was a lot of work. That
it
was the
was three
problem.
years.
Yeah, that was the problem, right? I mean, there was a
Hmm.
point because like during that time, that's when I was making loads of videos,
Yeah.
and like I had like a thrifty gack episode where I went to like Goodwills and thrift stores and stuff. I had fucking the health oriented games. I had a repairing one. I had all these other great like I thought cool ideas, but none
Mhm.
of them hit right. And I feel like if I sent these out, the quality would like slowly diminish.
Mhm.
So I wanted to fully focus on just like solely the Jaguar. So I canned all those and I started working on that. The N64 one was already on the back seat. Like I already wanted to do the N64 because there's so many games that never got released anywhere besides like Japan and Europe that are like really good
Yeah.
and nobody knows about them, you know. So I wanted to showcase that more. It kind of sucks because not making a video for 3 years definitely took a hit on my channel,
Yeah, I'd
but
say so.
I'm hoping. Well, I mean, also Planet Dolan, right?
Mhm.
Planet Dolan kind of fucked me up on the viewership, but either or, uh, I'm hoping the N64 one does well. If not, I mean, I'm doing after the N64. I already have like a list. I'm doing one on the Apple Pippin. I'm doing one on every WiiWare game.
The Apple
Uh,
Pippin?
yep. So Apple made a game system back in the '90s called the Pippin, and it is a piece of shit, and it's very expensive. I got one. It's not good. It's not a good system.
It
Uh,
wasn't worth the money.
It wasn't worth the 650 I spent on it. No. But there's no emulator. You know, if you look up Apple Pippin gameplay, all the gameplay's from like 10 years ago. You know,
Yeah,
there's no good footage. No one's documented every game. There's a Home Depot game on the Pippin that's never been found.
a
Right?
Home Depot game.
Yes. Yeah, right? Isn't that fucking stupid?
It's
Like
so
that
stupid, but that's
it's so
crazy.
exactly. Like that's what makes it so neat. So I want to, try to find shit and like get that video done soon. So I got to start doing footage and stuff for that sooner or later.
Yeah, it wasn't there a maybe I'm just losing my mind, but I feel like there was like a McDonald's game or something like that for
There's a few.
something.
There's
I don't remember where it was though.
there's McKids on the NES. There's Donald Land on the Famicom. There's Mac and Mick Global Busters or something on the Sega Genesis, and Ronald McDonald, whatever on the Genesis as well.
Oh, okay. I don't think any of those were the ones that I was thinking of, but
You think
you
of
know
Burger
what?
King,
It might be, honestly.
Sneak King, Big Bumpin', and fucking Motorbike Racer?
Oh yeah, there's that one. There's so many weird like fast food and like just like product wise for like games like Pepsi Man for example is
Yeah,
one.
Pepsi Man's great. That's actually a good game. Here's a fun one. It's a game called Skies Skies Revenge or something like that. It's a GameCube game and it's a Skittles advertisement game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Yonoid's a great one. Yonoid from Capcom on NES. Yeah, but yeah, that game Sky something. It's awful, right? But like you have to collect Skittles to get powered up. It's stupid. I love it. There's a Taco Bell not Quake, sorry, Taco Bell Doom clone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. There's a
That would
lot of
actually
them.
be crazy. There you go. You have another video idea.
I already made one. I didn't
Oh,
post it.
damn it. Son of a bitch. Um I I was gonna say something, but now I'm drawing such a blank on what the hell it was. Oh yeah. Did you ever get those like PC games that would come in like a cereal box or something like that?
Yep, Chex Quest, things like that. I have a few of them actually, like in
Yeah.
my my Windows 98 build. They're okay. I mean, they're Chex Quest just got a remake, not a remake, but like a remaster on Steam.
Mhm.
It's
I
whatever. It's
yeah,
very a whatever game.
yeah, there's like so many different ones. I think I had like a few of them at one point.
Hmm.
Um I think one of them I think it was like a Lion King one, like Timon and Pumbaa's.
Oh, the party games.
Yeah, I think it was a party
Yep.
game. I'm not
There's
too
like a
sure.
pinball in there
Yeah.
and like yep. That was actually a stupid fun fact. That's actually, I believe, it was either that one or Frogger. It's the last game ever made for the Super Nintendo as well.
Oh, really?
Yep, they ported it onto the Super Nintendo and it came out in like 95, 96.
My God, that was literally like what like I think it was like a year after I was born. I guess.
There you go. You go look it up. It's bad. Really bad game.
Yeah, that checks out. I feel
Yeah.
like there's probably like a good amount of like retro games that just didn't hit how they should have either.
Oh yeah. There's a lot that just,
Mhm.
even back then are bad. Uh and game systems too, I think a big part of like especially like retro game collections or like retro gamers in general, and this is my biggest gripe about collecting, is that like angry video game nerd or like big retro game YouTubers who like say something's bad, everyone starts like jumping onto it.
Mhm.
Like the Jaguar, for example. The Jaguar is actually not bad. Like it's really not a bad system, but everyone jumped on it because AVGN was like, "Oh, it's awful, it's shitty."
Mhm.
So that's kind of my goal now, is to showcase. Like I don't think Superman 64 is even all that bad. It's bad, but it's not the worst.
Yeah, that's fair. I've only seen like I think I saw Ben play it before, but like that was really about it. It didn't look
It's
like the
not.
greatest, but like it was like for
You
that
could do a
time. For
lot.
that
You could do a
time, it
lot
was all
worse.
right.
Yeah, I mean, even during that time, fucking Mario 64 was out, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
obviously, like for a game to be good, you need to have like the stars align, and they
Yeah.
definitely couldn't. But comparing that game to even like there's Japanese exclusive N64 games based off of anime that are just so bad and just like the worst like flash game levels of bad,
Mm-hmm.
that Superman 64 looks like fucking Legend of Zelda, you know?
Yeah,
So I just don't
that
like
kind of checks
I don't
out.
like YouTubers who do that. AVGN, I mean that's his character, right? That's his
Mm-hmm.
character. That's what he has to do. But I don't like how people like puts that as gospel. And that's why I like back in the day, you probably saw it maybe that I was like, oh, I love Bubsy 3D, you
Yeah,
know, because it's not bad. It's really not a bad game if you learn it, but people hate it because fucking JonTron did a video on it.
yeah. That I find that that's one thing when it comes to like the internet and like video games in general. When either one person who's like widely known for like critiquing like video games or something like that says X game is like terrible, it kind of just becomes like a giant hive mind
It
when it comes
does.
to it.
And I think that's just primarily because someone might have had a bad experience with the system or with the game, and then they get gratification knowing that other people think that way. Which in reality, sure, every game has their flaws. There's not a perfect game out there, but I think the hate train's a little high for some things where it really shouldn't. No one brings up the Apple Pippin, and
Hmm.
that sucks. That's actually bad.
I
So
feel like that's one that just not a lot of people even think of or even comes to
yeah,
mind for them at all.
a great example of like just sale numbers is that like back then Apple Pippin was rivaling like the N64 and the PS1 and stuff. The N64 sold like 2 or 4 million units or something like that. Or I'm sorry, no, like 10 million units. The Saturn sold like 2 million. The Apple Pippin sold 20,000.
Oh my
It did,
god,
dude, it did awful. It did the worst out of almost any game system known to man.
I can't
And so,
believe that.
right? And so I really wanted it. And I finally got one. I sat down, I grabbed my controller, pogging my ass off. I'm so excited. It's the worst thing. It is legit the nastiest. If you have the time, look up an Apple Pippin controller. It is the nastiest tumor controller you'll ever experience. Like it is the oh dude, worst game system I've ever touched.
Apple Pippin controller. Oh my god,
Dude, yeah. Like it's
that's
awful.
bad.
That's horrible, right?
I don't like this. Like,
Yeah.
what is
That
that
little
thing in the
trackball,
middle?
that's the trackball. That's your mouse. Because the Apple Pippin was technically like a Mac computer. So it was the
No.
trackball. Yeah, dude. It's so bad. It is the worst game system I've ever played in my life. And I've played like everything pretty much.
Yeah, there's no shot. No.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm closing that tab. That's how bad it was. I don't
Go
even want
ahead.
to look at it
Go
anymore.
ahead. Spend $650 and just I was dude, I waited. It was from Japan. Took like a month to get here. The happiest day of my life turned to like the worst day ever. I'll never live that down.
There you go. And now you can just hold on to it until it's worth more. Just diamond
It,
hands
it
it, color
will.
day.
It will. It's Apple, right? Like
Hmm.
that shit's just gonna shoot up sooner or later.
Yeah. Even I think like just like iPhones at this point, even the older ones are already starting to jump up in price as well, which is crazy.
Yep. iPods are going up now. There's
Yeah.
like the original first generations are like $400 now. Me and
Hmm.
me and my girlfriend Nix, we have an iPod, and we got it for like $20, and now they're shooting up. It's crazy.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I think I had like someone gave me like a really old one. Like it had no screen. I
Oh,
even
the Nano.
no, like it looked like a stick almost. I I think it's somewhere, but I don't know exactly where it is. But like it was probably like I'd say it's probably about as thin as this, but like it was like a rectangular cube or something like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it had like a little circle on the top, and you had like
Yeah.
the Yeah, that's one of the weird nano sticks. They're not. I hate those things. I don't
Yeah,
like those.
I had I had one of those. I don't know. I still don't know how I got it, but like I tried playing it in like iTunes when I was like way younger, and then it just couldn't read it or anything. And I was
Yeah,
like, but it had one song on there that is still one of my favorite songs to this day. I think it's because it was on there, but it was "Feel Good Inc." by the
the
Gorillas.
gorillas. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
it's a
on
good
there, and
song.
yeah, it's a banger, and that was the only one that I knew that was on there.
That's the magic, right? But
Yeah.
there's a guy on YouTube where he'll like get like old uh iPods and old fucking like just old stuff that people haven't used in like since 2006. He'll plug it into his computer to see what it has on there,
Hmm.
right? Like just like old playlists, music, stuff like that. It's so much fun to like try to find those and see what people used to like really enjoy.
Yeah. I believe on my iPod Nano, It was just like the square one with like the screen on it or
Mhm.
whatever. I feel like most people did have that one.
Yep.
Um, but I guess for some reason because like everyone else, I wasn't buying things on iTunes. I was using LimeWire, baby.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Livewire is awesome.
Yeah, and then I would have like all these different songs like download. I throw it onto my my phone my my iPod Nano, and I didn't realize, but one of the songs, the album cover that it put was no word of a lie, just a naked woman.
Yes. Okay. So I shit you not. That is LimeWire as a whole, right?
Yeah,
I remember trying to get like Russian music back then because I didn't know fucking English yet. I was trying to get like a band called Tatakani, and I found one of their songs. I was super excited. I was stupid. It was a GIF, right? Uh-oh, what
oh
is this?
no.
I click on it. I If anyone's still watching on my side, they'll be like, stop bringing this the fuck up. Someone made an animated GIF of Garfield getting his dick sucked by a fish in a fish bowl, like the cat. Yeah, no, not the GIF. And I was like 14 on my dad's computer, and it gave it a virus, and it was stuck on there. And my dad had to see that I I downloaded that.
There ain't
Worst
no
day,
way.
worst day, dude. I hated it.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
god.
I loved LimeWire. When LimeWire went away, I used FrostWire for a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely
Yep.
use Frostwire a little bit too. There's so many different versions of like the like illegal downloading
Oh yeah.
stuff. It was
Nowadays,
insane.
it's actually harder nowadays because of things like Spotify and stuff that really
Yeah,
just like cuts out the middleman. But for me, once again, I like cassettes. I like fucking CDs and whatnot.
you
So
like VHSs.
yeah, VHSs. I mean, you can't see it, but there's a whole wall of like probably like 400 right there.
Yeah,
Um, you can't find them anymore online, right? Like there's so many bands I used to listen to when I was younger and an emo little fucker that you can't find anymore besides on YouTube, but I don't want to go through YouTube.
yeah.
So I feel like nowadays just that era is kind of dead.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but like it's unfortunate, but not unfortunate. I guess it is kind of fortunate.
It's easier.
Yeah,
It's easier
yeah,
nowadays.
everything's a lot more like accessible now, which is kind of nice. But at the same time, for like kids and stuff, they can easily access stuff that we were still somehow able to figure out how to get to.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they have loopholes nowadays where
mhm.
they can just like Spotify's free technically, right?
Yeah,
So I can't be mad about it, but for me, it's once again just like the analogness of it, right?
mhm.
Like I like just grabbing my fucking controller and or like grabbing my iPod or cassette or whatever
Mhm.
and just playing it like that.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious on how you're able to like get like so many VHS. Do you just go to like yard sales and all that?
So there's a thing called the Goodwill Outlet, and in America, you're not, or the United States, you're not allowed if you own like a thrift store or anything like that to sell blank tapes because it could be anything on them, right? They can't regulate that. So instead of just throwing them into a landfill, they usually just throw them at a place called the outlet, which is everything that they can't sell into these big ass fucking bins. They'll throw everything that they get into them, and it's like to the worst degree, like dirty diapers,
Ugh.
fucking yeah, it's bad old food, everything, right? And I will dig through the trash. I will dig through the trash and find these tapes because there's lost content everywhere, right?
Yeah.
There's huge communities of like Star Trek fans, there's Star Wars fans, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
Comedy Central. There's so much lost media when it comes to like not presumably the shows themselves, but like the broadcast itself. No, you can't. It wasn't TiVo back then. There
Yeah.
wasn't any DVR, so this was like the only thing, right? So I can't bring up much about this. There's a huge community that catalogs all of this that I'm a part of, where we've cataloged. I think we're at like 500, or not 500, like 6.8 petabytes of footage. Like petabytes, not terabytes, petabytes.
I didn't know
Like
that existed.
the step above, and you
Oh my
cannot
god.
join this community. That's how fucking like fucked up it is. So what I'm doing right now is I have I have three right here of hard drives just full of tapes. Like this is, I think, about 10 terabytes full
Hmm.
of tapes that I'm taking from them to then upload online to archive so that they can't just keep that all to themselves. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a huge community. There's a huge underground community of people who do this.
I am kind of curious because like I know that like you typically end up watching them on stream or whatnot. But what's one of the weirdest ones that you've come
Oh,
across?
so I don't legally, I'm not fully allowed to bring up much. This is years ago.
Hmm.
I've talked to, like, I think only Nick's is a podcast, first podcast I've been invited to technically. Uh, there was a not murder but a kidnap one that I found back in like 2014.
Oh my god.
Authorities. There was I found two. What are they called? Ultrasounds of someone. I
Mm.
found old night footage from the 1930s that was 8 millimeter footage transferred to VHS from stuff here in Indiana that was lost to time. Like the building that the people were around, the high school was burnt down in the 50s, and there
Hmm.
was no footage of it. I had footage of that, so I transferred that and gave it to the family that owned it. The funeral footage, yep, the funeral of some pasture where they legit are just like zooming in on the dead body.
Oh my god.
Porn, lots of porn,
Of
like a
course.
lot. Yep.
Of course.
The
Why would there
autopsy
be?
tape. Someone recorded an autopsy.
Oh my god.
There's a lot, man. There's a lot, and it's shitty to say it because it's really wrong in a way, right? Because it's
Hmm.
someone's life. But there's almost like an excitement to not like, what is it gonna be? Is it just gonna be some soap opera, or you're
Yeah.
about to see someone's fucking like foot get devoured, right? Like it's
Yeah.
stupid, it's spooky in a way, but it's really exciting. And
Yeah.
yeah, those are the worst so
Yeah,
far.
for some reason, every single time you do your VHS streams and whatnot, when I'm tuning in, for some reason in the back of my head, I imagine the movie. I think it was Sinister or something like that.
Mhm.
It wasn't like VHS tapes, but it was like the big like real ones or whatever,
Yep.
and it just
I
showed
got
like
you
the
familiar.
kids like running like killing their parents or whatever,
Hmm.
and and I was like, one of these days, Greg's going to come across something like that.
Oh, I know, dude. One of these days, The Ring is gonna actually like pop up on my screen. Like, I shit you not. Uh,
The stream will just end. It
yep.
just cuts.
But yeah, it's fun. If I could say to anybody, I think the time and process that you need to do to archive things sucks, but the gratification of like reviving these old forms of media is bar none the most gratifying thing I've done in my life. Like, I know that's weird,
Hmm.
right? Because like there's a million other things you could do. Like, yeah, I have a bachelor's degree in sociology. I'm technically a special eds teacher, but this is this is technically, I think, now my calling. I've put hundreds, thousands of hours into this stuff.
Hmm.
It is definitely, and for a good cause a lot of the times. Like if I find family videos, I contact the family if I can find them, capture the footage for them, give it to them so that they can have their family memories still. Because
Yeah.
most of the time when the reason why that happens is because like a grandparent died and their
Yeah,
house got
exactly.
thrown out pretty much.
Hmm.
I think it's definitely worth people's time. Uh, so go to local Goodwills and find some tapes. Give them to me.
Yeah,
Really,
just ship them all to you.
just ship them all to me. I only have like 1,000 or 2,000 tapes, so it's not. I could probably fit like another 1,000 before it starts
Yeah,
becoming an issue.
and it's never an issue.
No, of course not.
All you gotta do is just get more shelves.
Exactly. I mean, they're all on the floor right now, but yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They also
just start making like holes and stuff in your floor and put them on shelves and all that other
a
stuff. There you go.
VHS den, a
There
VHS
you
cave.
go.
I'm
It
telling you, man.
it's just like a hidden bunker underneath the ground, and then you just have like bookshelves just lining like it's a library with VHS tapes.
Yep.
There you go.
I Sooner or later, once we kind of more figure out what to do here, I might try to do like a little like fake blockbuster
Dude,
and like,
that'd be
yeah,
crazy.
that would be sick, right? Like
Yeah.
I have like 15 TVs, right? So I could definitely figure something out.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's definitely my big thing. But I collect everything that's old. I collect like this is a Tekken 3 T-shirt.
Oh yeah. You just love all your old stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can look over there. I have like an Xbox, GameCube. There's some broken systems,
Hmm.
PS3s, fucking GameCubes down there. I'm a mess.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would probably agree with you.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just jealous. They're just
Yeah,
jealous
they're
that
they're
I
they're, they're just jealous of you.
I have 4 GameCubes and you don't. So
True. Damn. I actually had to rub it in, huh?
yeah, well, sorry guys, sorry. I have fucking an iMac that we got for $5 and you do not.
I have an apple picking.
I have an Apple Pippin and you don't. I have a Virtual
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
So one upped, one upped. Sorry.
One
Oh,
up. Got hold
you
the
have a
L.
Ferrari? You have a Ferrari? Okay, well, you don't have an NES, so
Yeah.
not
It
that cool in
it
my
just
opinion.
just ends up playing that Shania Twain song that don't impress me much. Oh, you got Ferrari? That don't impress me much. I have this.
I have a fucking
I have an
Naruto.
Atari Jaguar.
I have a VCR connected to a time-based corrector that then goes into a 2 times upscaler to an Elgato, but you have a Ferrari? Okay.
Okay, and
What my oldest media is? Uh Probably Betamax. I have a little bit of Betamax. That's not that old, but content-wise, the 30s. That's the oldest I've ever gotten.
yeah, that like even just seeing things from like the 30s is crazy because like it's like that's almost like 100 years
100
ago.
years, exactly.
It's
I love that,
crazy.
right? And the fact that someone took the time to convert that old film to something that people in even like the 80s and 90s could watch and then just leave it,
Hmm.
that's fucked in my opinion, you know? So that's definitely probably the oldest stuff. Like naturally, probably, yeah, that's probably it. I have an old graphics card from like 1978, I think. That's like still in the box. It has like the old receipt from when
Oh
they
my
bought it.
god.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's probably the oldest
Why
Atari stuff.
why do you even have that?
Found out at Goodwill, right? It's called an EGA Wonder 200 or something. I saw it and I was like, oh, that's cool. I like old computers as well.
Hmm.
So I wanted to make like an old old DOS machine. So I grabbed it for $2 at a Goodwill. I looked it up online. Holy shit, it's like $200. And I was like, what the fuck? So I just kept it.
Yeah, might as well. Um, so you said like they like doing your like old like computers and stuff. Do you have any of those like was it like the Barbie computers and all that other stuff?
So yeah, the Barbie and Hot Wheels
Yeah.
e-machines. I do not. The Hot Wheels one is straight garbage, like as a computer.
Hmm.
Barbie one as well. I have a Pentium 3, Voodoo 2, Windows 98 build. This is like the top of the line for the time. It can play Quake. It can play like those types of games. Those are notably very bad because they made them like super cheap for kids, right?
Hmm.
So shell wise, they're sick, right? I think they're cool. The Hot Wheels is awesome, right? That's so neat. But as a computer, they're awful. They can't run anything. And they're
Yeah.
expensive now too. You know, like if you want the full Hot Wheels set with like the speakers and the monitor and all that, it'll run you like $1,500 for
Yeah.
something that doesn't even really work.
Yeah, I think I saw like a video for it and someone trying to like change the insides to make it more like today's standards or something like that.
And that's all you can do with it.
Yeah,
Like you can
exactly.
barely turn it on nowadays because it's just such a shitty piece of tech. It's neat though, right? Like
Hmm.
I think I'm such a consumer when it comes to that kind of stuff. So is my girlfriend. I got her 2 years ago, give or take. I got her a Hello Kitty TV,
Oh my
right?
god.
Like a CRT, like a
Oh
big
yeah.
box TV. You know, like we're both like that, right? But there's like a line for me where like if I can't use it, I'm probably gonna go with like the cheaper, better option because at that point I can't stream with it. I can't write it off on my taxes. I
Yeah.
can't I can't do
You,
anything
you,
with
you
it.
can't use it for content.
Exactly.
The only
And with the
content
way
the only content is just smashing it.
Yep. And the only way I can fucking make sure I don't owe the government any money every year is by buying things that I can make content out of.
Hmm. Yeah, that pretty much checks out.
Yep. I live
Um,
in fucking United States, man. So it's expensive.
yeah.
It's expensive, dude. First year ever doing this and I got my 1099, I owed the government like
I didn't make much that year. I made like 25K. I owed the government like 2.3K.
Yeah, that
Something like
checks
that.
out.
Yeah, and that
Yeah, I believe
sucked.
it.
Never again. Never again. So I write off everything.
Yeah. Pretty much like ever since I like moved out here is when I actually started like owing money to the government, which is kind of weird.
Yep.
Because like back in Ontario, like I was like making money back from income taxes or whatever they were owing me. But then since I moved out here, literally this is the only year that I didn't have to pay in, and I was like, holy hell, I forget what that feels like.
God bless. God
Yeah.
bless you.
God bless Canada.
Yeah. I always want to go. I've been everywhere. I haven't gone to Canada yet.
Yeah, do it.
I just don't see the point. I don't think there's anything in Canada I'm really poutine. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, that's kind of a staple. The funny thing is actually, just talking about like Canadian things, because like people like Canadian maple syrup's like a giant thing or whatever as well.
Yep.
Um, at work, there was like a big old box of I think it's like some sort of maple syrup. Apparently, it was like a cranberry maple syrup, and I was like, one, cranberries are pretty freaking gross. I've never been the biggest fan of them, but I am willing to try it because it's maple syrup.
Did you try it?
I have not tried it yet.
Oh, damn it!
I just don't have anything to use it with. I'll probably put it in my coffee when I make one later, but
I have the only reason why I'd probably go is I have two friends somewhere like around Saskatchewan, and that's it. Like that's
oh my
would
gosh,
be the only
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I would go. Because I don't care about fucking like Toronto or Ontario or fucking up north to Quebec. I don't give a shit about any of that.
As a Canadian, I will say this: fuck Quebec.
Yeah, fuck Quebec.
Yeah,
it stinks there. Apparently, I don't want to go.
It stinks there. They're all French and all think they're all high and mighty. That's literally what it is. Like no word of a lie. Every other province in Canada all simultaneously agrees that they hate Quebec.
Quebec's not even Canada technically. It's just like fucking there. It's just
pretty much
a tumor.
Yeah. What the crazy part is, like every single time it comes to like a what is it, giveaways and whatnot, they have to specify. Yes, if you're in Quebec, you can get this.
I'm like, you to go.
I'm like, why? It's like it's all the same. Why do that?
They need the people. They need new people. No one's been in Quebec since like 1998.
Pretty much Quebec has like for like the longest time has been saying like we want to be separated from Canada, yeah, and I'm like, but you're literally you're not even you're not even
nothing.
You're not even on the edge of Canada. You're like pretty much right, like middle right. What are you doing?
You won't have anything, Quebec. You're literally almost nothing to begin with, and you're gonna not have anything if you actually try to leave Canada fully.
Yeah, actually.
But I've been all around. I've been to I lived in Russia. I was born in Russia, but I went to I went to Japan for 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, it was over. What's it called?
Layover.
Layover, yeah. And then to get to America. So
oh my god.
From there, Japan. I went to like Germany at one point. I went to all the Slavic places. Like I went to fucking Slovakia, Macedonia, see family. That's fucked up. You don't know what Macedonia is. That's so fucked up.
Listen, that's just how North America works. We don't learn anything about our own countries.
If this was like 4,000 years ago, you would know, because Macedonia used to fuck with the Romans.
Honestly, I probably have heard it at some point, but I was a good kid in school, but at the same time, I didn't really pay attention to the work.
Oh, they probably didn't teach you anything from me coming here and like learning about the history here. It's they don't bring up anything on world history besides like the wars, and that's about it.
Yeah, and then the wars. They're like, yeah, we totally had this in the bag. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yep. That no one guesses it. No one guesses it until I bring it up. I had a guy come by like a couple months ago. He was buying some tapes off of me. And we were outside smoking, and he was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like,
"Well, well, I'm a Russian spy."
Yeah, that's right. KGB operative all the way.
Yeah, there you go.
We made a joke about that because like Russia is definitely hacking a lot of people right now.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically like a lot of Russian Americans. I even got hacked like a year or two ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they used my account and my money to make a GoDaddy like website.
Oh my god, GoDaddy.
And it was about the war. Very weird. Very weird.
Oh my
So
god.
they don't, I don't know if they're stupid or not sometimes, but they used my email address and my card. So I got to go into the GoDaddy account and I rewrote what they said and I was like, this is a scam. They hacked me. This is not real. Don't give them anything.
Yeah. That's actually so funny.
Yeah. Welcome to Russia.
Yeah.
So we'll say this: Russia's pretty. Don't let American propaganda like fool you otherwise. It's a very nice place. It's just politics, right?
Yeah, the politics is sort of what makes it not so great, I
Yeah,
guess.
like
Yeah.
as someone who's lived on both sides now, America is more of a shithole in a lot of ways than
Mhm.
Russia. Russia right now probably is worse. I haven't been there in a couple years, but America
good reason.
definitely. Like you have Detroit, Michigan,
Detroit.
Ohio, the state, just
Oh my God.
Ohio, Canada. Like
Why am I getting mixed up in
I'm
this?
just saying. I'm just saying. You know, Canada is so fucking expensive. Breathing in Canada costs at least like 4 CAD. Like it's bad, right?
Yeah, like literally before I moved out here, my rent was $819, something like that, and that was just for a bachelor pad.
Ugh.
Yeah. Plus my internet, plus my gas to go to work, and all that other stuff.
Double up. Yep.
Yeah, literally double it and give it to the next person. Please get me out of
Seriously.
there.
Here, over here, like right now, we have a house, right?
Mhm.
We got it before COVID did, and we spent 140K on it.
Mhm.
And in the next like 2 years, I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since COVID, it's up to like 250, 260K. Like we almost like doubled our profits if we wanted to sell this house. That's
Yeah.
sad. That's
Mhm.
not great.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of the housing up here is actually starting to go up too, because a lot of people from Canada are Canada. What the hell? A lot of people from Ontario are starting to move out here to New Brunswick.
Oh,
So it's like,
you're having the Californian experience. All those rich fucks are upping the property value.
mhm.
Oh man, that's ass. Get the fuck out of there, man. It's gonna get worse. It's like 3 years from now, the place you're living at right now is gonna double. I bet.
But the thing is, where I'm staying right now, me and my girlfriend Kate, we actually just rent from her from her stepmom. So
Oh,
we
win.
we also get cut a real good deal.
That's the win, dude. If you have connections, right? Like you're
Yeah.
golden. You're fucking in the clear.
Yeah, and I think in like the next 2 months or something like that, we have like a little like granny suite that's like outside or whatever that her stepmom uses for like her like side hustle stuff. Um, but apparently she's going to be taking everything out from there and putting it into their actual place. So pretty much she was like, if you guys cover heat hydro, you guys can have it. So we're like, done. Say less.
Yeah.
So the plan is, I already talked to Kate about this. I'm gonna take that granny suite and it's gonna be my gaming room.
Just do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be my little stream space.
And then you can have actually like a good separation from everything.
Yeah.
That's the dream, right? Is just because to work from home is so like, I'm not gonna say it's hard because it really isn't. It's just time consuming. But
It's just it's just hard to like separate
exactly
work
from like
from
life to work.
yeah.
You know, because where we used to live, we had like a 2-bedroom house, and fucking where we slept was where I worked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So depressed. And then we came here and now I have a game room, the living room, which I'm in right now, and then the bedroom and then Nix's room, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the dream. It's great. I promise you, once that fucking room's ready for you, it's your mood will just shoot up. It's great.
Yeah, it'll be nice, especially when it's like actually like not physically like attached to the house either. It's like its own little thing. So I'll be able to
better.
yeah.
Yep.
It'll just be my little area.
What's one of the biggest wins Russia has? Oil. That's about it. Oil. I mean, vodka's good. Vodka here sucks. It's really bad. but that's food. I mean, that's subjective. I like Russian food, duh. But
What's your favorite Russian dish?
ooh, that's tough. Pelmeni probably. Pelmeni or shashlik. Shashlik's good. That's like kebabs.
Okay.
I think. Hold on, sorry, you might hear me scream real quick. Hey, Nix, do you know where my shushka's at? Okay. I was eating some fucking Russian food a second ago.
Oh, of course you were.
Was it behind my monitor? Why'd you put it behind my monitor? What the fuck? Oh, I fucking see them. Turn me off for a second. Just
Okay.
vanish me.
All right. Done. You're good.
Yeah, there they are. Thank you. All right, we're good now.
All right.
Yeah, we got these. They're like wheat rings.
Oh, okay.
So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to drink them with like tea or something. They're hard. They're hard as a rock, right?
So they're like biscuits almost. In a
Kind of, yeah,
sense.
like very hard, like hardtack.
Mhm.
Kind of like really thick, rough biscuits. But you like for like if you're a Russian, what you do is you get your drink. I just have Monster with me right now, but you'd have like a kompot or like a Voss, which is like a wheat drink, and like a juice drink. You would just like. And it soaks it all up.
Yeah. And that makes it not so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my jam. Sunflower seeds are good. There's some stuff. If you want to gag, everyone hates it. I like it. It's called kolodets. Or holodets if you're Russian. It's like meat jello.
That sounds absurd.
It's good. It is really good. You need to have like a cracker with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Honestly,
just bomb.
honestly, it's like calling it meat gel. I just think of like cat food, like the cans of wet cat food.
Kind of is. Have you ever had cat food before?
No.
Well, that's a problem.
There's a good.
Until you try it.
I mean, my cat loves it, so who knows?
And what do cats usually like? Meat, fish, fucking cheese. They're just like us, right?
Yeah, true.
I'm telling you here. I'll type it in the chat if you ever have time. You won't like it, but verified accounts. My account is verified. I'm not fucking getting.
Just send it in Discord.
Yeah, I'll send it in Discord. Here you go.
Because if you put it in the actual chat, I'm not gonna look for it. All right, yeah. I'll look at it later.
Yeah, good luck. You might gag. Or herring on the first goat's a nasty one too. It's like red cabbage and mayonnaise and fish.
Yeah.
That one's not too good, but yeah, pelmeni is good. It's like dumplings, pierogies.
Pierogies are always fire.
Pierogies are fucking so good.
Oh yeah.
Not Russian, but shakshuka. Shakshuka is good. It's like a spaghetti meat. But you crack an egg on top of it, like you make a little hole and you crack an egg inside it, and the egg cooks with the meat. That's good.
Oh.
My grandma used to make that.
That sounds like it'd be fire.
Yeah, that's good. Russian food's great. People dog it because of like fucking herring under fur coat or kolodets, but those are like old Russian foods. Like new Russian food's pretty good.
Gotcha.
Borscht is a classic. Beet soup, that's good.
I'm not a fan of beets.
Ugh, what do you mean? It's the perfect fucking food.
I don't know. I've never been like the biggest fan of them. I used to have like a little bit when I was younger, but like I just could not get into that.
Ugh. Have you ever had them sliced and then baked?
Yes, that's how I had them.
No, that's the best kind. With some syrup or some mayonnaise. Oh, dude, you're missing it. You're missing out.
I must be. I don't know. One thing I told my mom that I'm willing to try again is just liver.
Liver's good.
Yeah, apparently when I was younger, I used to eat liver all the time because my mom would tell me that it was chicken. As every parent does when someone doesn't like it, they're like, "It's chicken,
Yep.
You're fine." And then apparently one day, my grandpa was making a joke saying, "Ew, liver," and because I looked up to him so much, I as soon as
You
she
just
said
hated it
that,
after that.
I did not like it anymore. Even the taste that I remember, I don't like it. But I told mom the other day, I was like, you know what? If you ever make liver, I'm willing to try it again.
Is it in Canada? Do you guys have I don't know if this is like I've never heard of it until my dad cooked it for me when we lived in Florida. Do you guys have liver and onions?
Yes.
Ugh, dude. That's a wicked. That's an
Hmm.
intense fucking food. I don't like liver and onions. I like liver. I
Hmm.
like onions. Together it's a little too much for me.
Yeah. I could see it being a bit too much, honestly.
But yeah, any other questions?
I don't think I actually have anything else here. And honestly, we've been going for an hour and 50 minutes apparently. So
Yeah, you thought I was gonna be crazy.
I was expecting crackhead, honestly.
Nope.
Not enough monsters.
Not enough monster, not enough of this right here, the red line, not enough of that.
Yeah.
Legit crack in a bottle. But I have some
Yeah.
questions for you, huh? You
Oh
think you're a
no.
gamer? You think you're a gamer?
No.
All right, Fortnite, fucking Apex Legends over here.
I don't play
So
Apex.
I'm gonna give you some gaming questions, and you have to tell me your best guess. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna start off easy to hard. I do
Oh
this
no.
with everybody. Uh, First question: what was Nintendo's first game console that got released in the world?
Um, can I get a hint? Okay.
Super Mario Brothers,
Fuck, that doesn't help me much.
and Legend of
Um,
Zelda, and Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
um, the NES, I would
Yep,
assume.
the NES.
For some reason, my brain was starting to trick itself, thinking that it was like the original Game Boy, like that
That
big
came out.
fat son of a bitch.
Yep, that came out in '89. The NES came out in '86 in
Okay.
America. So now a little bit harder now. When was Nintendo founded?
1976,
Lower.
66,
Keep going.
45,
Keep going.
1862.
1889.
I was close.
Okay, we'll go a little bit better here. Name me 2 Sega consoles.
Um, Genesis and the Dreamcast.
Okay, that was good. To bump up a little bit here, name the 4 mainline Sonic games on the Sega Genesis.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Nope, 4 came out on the Wii.
Fuck. I
Oh,
don't
you'll be
fucking know.
pissed.
I don't know.
It's 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles.
All right.
Bro said Sonic 4. Damn. Okay.
I'm not a gamer. I'm telling you.
So the Nintendo released the DS, right?
Uh-huh.
After the DS, there was the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to game systems, a different game system primarily means it has its own line of games. There was a DS in the middle of those two that had its own line of games. What was that DS called?
DSi.
It was the DSi.
And,
All right.
and then before that, they put out the DS Lite.
Oh, didn't have any special games though.
No, unfortunately.
All right, big man on the block. Name every Nintendo handheld that had games for it. Starting with the Game Boy.
Yeah, the original Game Boy.
Yep.
Game Boy Color.
Yep.
Does Nintendo Switch count?
Yep, the Switch will count.
Okay. Switch, DS, DSi, DS Lite, 3DS.
DS Lite does not count, but 3DS does.
It's a bonus answer. It's a bonus. Does a Wii U count?
Nope. Wii U
Okay.
you can't take with you.
Oh, all right. Never knew that.
You-
I never owned one.
You're missing 2.
Missing 2.
There's one between the Game Boy Color and
the SP.
DS. Yep, Game Boy Advance, and there's one more.
The Game Boy Advance SP.
Nope.
Oh, are you talking like for like its own like separate game
Yeah,
or
all
whatever?
separate games. Yep.
Oh, okay.
You're missing one, and it's between the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. What the hell was it?
Oh, you'll be pissed.
Fuck, I feel like I'm gonna be so pissed.
You might be. It had, I think, like 13 games. It was touted for being the next big thing, but Nintendo canceled it after a year. It took 6 AA batteries.
I give up. I'm not even
The
using
Virtual Boy.
virtual. I thought that was just an emulator.
No, that's
Virtual
a real
Boy.
That's a real thing.
That's like okay. Yeah, I never actually heard of that one.
You have? Oh, dude, it's not that great, but it's better than people give it credit for.
Yeah. It's
And
like
now for
is that like the first attempt for like virtual reality or something, I'm assuming?
Not technically for Nintendo it was, but
Okay.
there were things like the Scuba or the Dino Visor that was like a little bit before that, but those were definitely the grandpappies of VR.
Okay.
And then finally the toughest ones here. Every game console has a flagship character. Nintendo with Mario, Sega with Sonic, so on and so on. Yes. What is Xbox?
Xbox's main character?
Yep.
Part of me just wants to say that it's Master Chief, but I don't feel like that's right.
It is
Is
Master Chief. Yep.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was.
And then with that, every system has kind of like that one game that is like that's the system's game, right? What is the GameCube's? And that's the final question.
The GameCube's what, sorry?
What is the GameCube's mainline game? The biggest game on the GameCube that everyone fucking is like, yeah, that's what the GameCube is good for. You know, scratch it. The Wii U. Let's just do the Wii U just to fuck you up.
Wii U. What the?
Yep.
Now you're fucking with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like my brain wants to say Smash or Mario Kart is like what I'm thinking.
He's good.
But
It is Smash Brothers. It is Smash.
Cause like when you said GameCube, my brain went either Melee or Double Dash.
It is Melee on GameCube. Smash has always been the system's like
bread and butter, really.
Boy. Everyone keeps playing them. Also, Ben's here. Say hi to Ben.
Hi Ben. I'm not even supposed to be streaming this. I just messed it up.
Yeah, now he's not. He's ignoring all of you. He's mad at himself.
Yeah, I literally haven't been looking at chat this whole time. So GrgakGames been answering chat more than I have. So
that's the streamer in me.
Yeah, that's the streamer in you.
Retention. Got to keep that retention, right?
Yeah. But we are
Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. We're gonna be wrapping things up here. Thank you everyone who I guess came to the unintentional stream. Anyone who's watching over on YouTube or when this comes out on Apple Podcast, Spotify, all that other stuff. I think I'm gonna try to get it up on iHeartRadio because I think I can. Yeah, GrgakGames, let the people know where they can find you and what you got going on.
All right. So once again, my name's GrgakGames. I make game reviews. I am a VHS archivist, a retro enthusiast. You can find me on twitch.tv/GrgakGames. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/GrgakGames or YouTube at youtube.com/GrgakGames. That's GrgakGames. If you have any tapes, go ahead, give me them. That's it. That's all I got. I'm making an N64 video. It is 6.5 hours long, give or take. I'm reviewing every single N64 game. Get ready for that. I'm shooting for July release. All right. Yeah, that's it.
All right. And also for anyone who wants to check out my social media, it's just Cynics Realize on every social media platform: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button. Subscribe, of course, if you guys are new.